am OBG, and today we're going to talk about our 2021 Separatist to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren farming guide that hopefully doesn't suck. So, if you've been watching our Zero to Hero series, which you should be, and be sure to subscribe so you can catch all the updates on that, you know that our goal here is to get to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren as quickly as possible. However, we also want to maintain competitive balance and ability to compete in all phases of the game as a free-to-play account, as well as do really well in Fleet Arena for the crystal income. As a free-to-play, I'm sure you know, your crystal income is very limited. Hyperdrive bundles prevent you from really getting any good crystal income from the squad arena, so Fleet Arena is your main choice for that. So this has focused on Fleet Arena, being competitive there, GAC, which is also a great source of materials and income, as well as all of the additional components that you're going to want to be doing, as well, territory wars, territory battles, galactic challenges, all those other things. So you have the tools to get through as many of these as possible. It won't be all of them because you're not going to have a super robust roster. So I have seen many guides that talk about the most efficient way to dominate GAC, the most efficient way to dominate Fleet, and the most efficient way to get to Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, but I wanted to combine all of those together into one guide and one farming concept, and that is what we're following on the Zero to Hero guide. So, when you start out, our first goals, our primary goal until 85 is Separatist. They are going to be our arena team. They're going to be our fleet team. We're going to try to get everything together into that one group in order to really compete going up through 85 to get our crystal income up. It's very slow at first until you get a few things unlocked. And the problem with Separatists is that they don't unlock quickly. Newt is a squad arena farm, which is going to take a little while to get through. Genosian Soldier and Genosian Spy are cantinas, but Spy's cantina node doesn't open until I believe it's 46. Sunfac is a guild store drop, and a very infrequent guild store drop at that. I have looked for him in 15 straight refreshes and have not found him yet, so he may not even be in the guild store until past level 50. I don't know. I'll let you know when I first find him. And Poggo's Galactic War, which you don't get any Galactic War tokens until 40. So you're limited on what you can do with Separatists to start with. So therefore, we start with Jedi. And these guys will eventually take us into Grandmaster Yoda, so we're not wasting them. And they're a very strong team. And having two solid teams going into Galactic War is very helpful. And it will be very, very helpful when you get to GAC. Plus, you need the light side to clear nodes in order to unlock more nodes and progress in the game, etc. So you need a light side team and you need a dark side team. So we have Jedis and Separatists up until level 60. You can see here, this is our Jedi squad, our target Jedi squad. Bestia Leader, who you can't start farming until 49. Anakin, Ashoka, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Kanan, who is the second farm out of the squad arena. So actually what I do is match them. So once I unlock Newt, then I unlock Kanan, then I go back and keep them at the same star level. And same thing for Ashoka and Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn is our leader because he gives plus speed up until Bestia comes online. So he's going to be our first guy that's going to be our lead. And we'll toss in whatever other Jedi we have. I have Jedi Counselor in there because you get him for free, and I have Obi-Wan because you get him for free. It's fine. It doesn't matter who you toss in there until you get to that point. And my GAC team, my Galactic War team actually puts in Genosian Soldier because he's so strong and hits so hard right now since he's our first farm. So, with all that said, the only other thing in your first 60 levels that you're worried about other than these guys is Vulture Droid. He is part of your arena fleet. He unlocks at level 18, so you can start that farm quickly. He is a pilotless ship, so what you're going to do is you don't have to worry about the pilot. He will be very competitive. He's not as strong as a relic pilot would be, but he's much stronger than a mediocre pilot on a ship. So he'll be really strong for quite a while, and then will tail off towards the end of the game. But by then you have other things that are much stronger anyways. So start farming him at 18. He takes a long time to farm. You want to have him, he'll probably be 4 stars when you hit level 78. So it is going to be a bit of a long farm for him, but go ahead and get him started because he unlocks at 18. So the rest of these things are the rest of our ships for our arena, our fleet arena team that are going to carry us into the top of the arena. But all of these you can't do yet. I just have them here for completeness. So here's our farming strategy up to level 60. Cantina, start with Soldier, finish him to, you actually want to take him to 90 out of 100 at 6 stars, 90 out of 100 towards 7 stars. Because there's an event at level 45 that gives him 10 free shards, and that will push him up to 100. So don't waste your farms on something you're going to get for free. Yes, you'll get shards out of that or currency out of that, but it's not worth it at this point. You're too much else needs to happen. And you will probably not have Geonoshi and Spies node unlocked when you finish Soldier. So go ahead and switch over to KRU Unmask, or Kylo Ren Unmask, KRU, and his TIE Silencer, because that will be your Cantina farm until Spy is unlocked. Then go ahead and switch back to Spy. Hard nodes are Anakin and Vulture Droid to start with, adding in Bastia when you get to level 49. Galactic War is Poggle. He will also show up from Bronziums on occasion, so don't be surprised if suddenly one day you're like, oh look, I have 80 shards of Poggle. Wow, that's great. It won't take that long to finish it. When you do finish him, save the rest of your Galactic War tokens for ships at level 60. You will need a lot of them. There are a lot of ships you need to buy. Guild Store, buy Sunfac if he shows up. He probably won't. Don't be sad. It happens. Squad Arena, alternate between Newt and Kanan. Unlock Newt. Come back, unlock Kanan, keep them at the same star level until you finish them to 7 stars each. Qui-Gon Jinn and Ashoka, same thing. Ashoka comes unlocked, unlock Qui-Gon Jinn, and then go ahead and keep them at the same stars. So that'll take you up to level 60. At level 60, you unlock fleets. When you get into fleets, here is our goal with fleets, is we want to unlock the Zeta Challenge at level 78. So that is about 49 to 50 days into the game, you'll get to Zeta Challenge. You get to level 78, which unlocks the Zeta Challenge. It's a really hard challenge. You need to be ready for it. It has very specific requirements, but if you can get that done, you will have 50 to 60 days of farming Zetas that most other people don't have. You'll be way ahead of the Zeta curve, and when you get into GAC at 85, if you've got 3 or 4 extra Zetas on your guys than they have, you're going to be much, much better off. So our plan is, so the Zeta Challenge requires Executrix at 5 stars. To get a 5-star Executrix, you need 5 Dark Side ships at 4 stars. Those 4 are marked here. They will be Spy, Soldier, Sunfac, KRU's TIE Silencer, and is it 5 or is it 4? It's 5. So Spy, Soldier, Sunfac, KRU's TIE Silencer, and Vulture Droid, because he will be at 4 stars. He won't be at 5 though, but you should have him at 4 by then. That's your Executrix group. The Zeta Challenge requires 6 ships at 5 stars plus Executrix at 5 stars, which is why we have to do the first one. So that will be the same group except no Vulture Droid, and instead we're going to have Ashoka in there, and we're going to have First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter. First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter is not somebody you are going to really advance very high, but it is something that you're going to have to get to 5 stars. So he's basically there as your 6th ship to get the Zeta Challenge going. You're unlikely to have to call him. If you do, you're probably not going to win because he's not going to be very, very strong because you're not leveling that guy up. All right, so that's your goal. Our farms aren't much different. You should finish Soldier and Spy by now. Finish KRU should be pretty close to done. And it's very important that you do 1 refresh a day whenever possible on Cantina energy, even at the expense of regular energy, because you have at 1 refresh a day, it's going to take you about 30 days to get Soldier Spy done, and another 17 days or so to get TIE Silencer to 5 stars. So you really need to focus that quickly and efficiently in order to get there. You have all the level ups and stuff in the way. You won't have a problem as long as you're doing 1 Cantina refresh a day. You should have TIE Silencer at 5 stars when you hit level 78. So JKA is the next arena Cantina farm. It doesn't unlock until level 77. So once you get KRU finished, or actually once you get TIE Silencer finished, And actually, once you get Tyler to 5 stars, go ahead and switch over to JKA, finish him to 7 stars because he's a really strong character, and then you can go back to KRU. So your hard nodes are the same as they were before: JKA, Bestia, and Vulture Droid. No changes here. The only change that you will have is at level 76, Hyena Bomber will unlock. You'll kick Anakin out of the hard nodes and go into Hyena Bomber. So Galactic War Store is Poggle should be finished now. All that currency you've saved up is going to be to buy these 4 ships: Spy, Soldier, Sunfac, and Ashoka's ships. Focus those guys. Buy them every time they show up. You want to get all of those to 5 stars. Don't go past 5 stars right now because you need to get all of them to 5 stars, and you're going to need all your currency to get there. In addition to the Galactic War Store, if you look down here, which I probably should have put up there, Fleet Arena Store is going to be the same thing. Soldier, Spy, Ashoka, and Sunfac ship. Plus, also need to buy Sunfac because he has to be unlocked and strong in order for you to complete these challenges. And also, if Vader's Tie and Slave 1 show up, grab those too. You should be getting a decent amount of that every day, so it shouldn't be too bad for you as far as buying. But you do need to focus on just the ships. Don't buy anything else right now. Guild Store is still Sunfac. You're going to need to buy First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter pilot. Sorry, TIE Fighter, not the pilot. The pilot you do want to unlock, and you will need to get him eventually, but focus on his TIE Fighter because you have to get that to 5 stars. You shouldn't have a problem. Guild Store is you have a ton of Guild Store currency, assuming you follow my advice in the Zero to Hero series, which is to join a good guild and do all the guild activities in there. And then once you've finished First Order Special Forces TIE Pilot unlocked and TIE Fighter to 5 stars, then you can start working on the rest of your Rebel team, which is Luke and Obi-Wan, and the rest of your Bounty Hunter team, which is Dengar and Zam. Like I said, you will have tons of resources in Guild Store. Feel free to spend it on equipment as well. You are not really going to be limited on Guild Store currency. You'll have plenty of time to get these guys. They're really easy to pick up now. Once you finish Newt and Kanan in the squad arena, go ahead and pick up Princess Leia. If you have any extra resources left after picking up Princess Leia, save it. At some point, I don't know exactly when, I don't remember, you will unlock credits in the squad arena store and prestige in the squad arena store. I think it's at 60. And credit crunch is very, very hard in the early parts of the game. After about a year, it's not a big deal anymore, but at first it's super, super bad. So buying stuff in the squad arena store, which you have very limited things you want to get out of, is a great way to spend that extra squad arena currency. Cantina store, like I said, we've been alternating Ashoka and Qui-Gon Jinn. When they are both 7 stars, go ahead and pick up Stormtrooper Han. Fleets, when you get there, you'll start getting, just like you did in the regulars, you'll get the hard nodes and the regular nodes. The first thing you're going to unlock in the hard nodes is Anakin Starfighter at 1B. Go ahead and pick it up and start farming it. It's a very long farm. It's a great ship. It has an ability block, which is super helpful against Houndstooth, and your JK is going to be pretty strong, so it'll be a really strong ship too, and it's great to have for GACs to go ahead and pick it up. And the most important one out of that group is Sunfac ship. So you can't get this until 65, but when you do, go ahead and start farming it every day. That will help alleviate a lot of the tokens you're having to spend in other stores. All right, on to level 85. At level 85, we have a lot of things to do now. So it's been a lot of, we've been focusing so hard on hitting marks and hitting our targets, hitting level 60, being ready for fleet, being ready for Zetas, and all these things that were time locked. Now, from 78 to 85, it's just kind of a victory lap at this point. Your fleet should be doing well. Your squad arena should be doing, okay, you should be top 500 at least, probably top 200. And you should be top 20, top 10 in fleet arena and having a good time getting a ton of stuff. You're into guilds. Everything's going well. You're getting tons of resources. Things are really flowing well. Now we start looking at what we're going to set up for 85 and what are legendaries we can do. We already mentioned before we have our Separatist. Geonosian Brute Alpha is the 5th member of your Geonosian Padme Unlocked squad, and he doesn't unlock until 83. Once he does, you start farming him pretty quickly. The rest of these guys you already had. You can probably do the first 5 or 6 levels, or maybe even 7 levels of the Padme event with Newt as you lead. Do as many as you can. It's free crystals. It's money. It's great to have, but she doesn't actually unlock until 330 shards, so you're not going to get her right away anyways. Grandmaster Yoda, same thing as we were doing before. We've been working on all these guys, get them to 7 stars, do his event. Um, it's not a super hard event. You can probably finish this at gear 7 to gear 8 as soon as you hit 7 stars, even at like level 75 or 80. So whenever you get Bestia to 7 stars, go ahead and jump on that. He should be right around level 80. But Yoda does unlock at 5 stars. When he unlocks, feel free to kick Kanan out of your your Jedi team. Unless you want to, you can kick out Kanan or Qui-Gon Jinn. It's kind of your choice. I generally kick out Kanan because I like offense more. I like to hit harder. And Yoda's so fast that Kanan really gets his tank up. Once you get Bestilia's Zeta though, you get an auto taunt on the tank, so you might want to put him back in then. Totally up to you. This is a great squad for GAC, and that's why we're building them, is for all those things, plus to have a good light side squad for all the light side things that come along. Rebels. So I've mentioned before, we picked up Leia, we picked up Han, we picked up Kenobi, we picked up Skywalker from all the various stores along the way. They are going to be our Rebel team. We're going to add in Akbar. He is one of our 2 main capital ships leaders, so we're going to get him for free anyways, and we'll buy the rest of his from the Squad Arena store. And with him at 7 stars, we'll be able to use those to get Palpatine. Once we have Palpatine, which we'll see in a second, we'll be using the Empire to get R2-D2, and we'll come back to these 4 people right here, toss R2-D2 into the mix, and we'll get CLS with that. So, and both of those are very easy farms, very easy unlocks for legendaries. You can probably do them around gear 8, gear 9, so you don't have to overgear them. Especially the Akbar lead rebels are not great in the long game, so they're going to be a backline GAC team that you're not going to want anybody to fight. Chewbacca. So in order for us to get Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, we need the Finalizer. In order to get the Finalizer, we need a bunch of ships. 3 of those ships are bounty hunters. That is Cad Bane's ship, Boba Fett's ship, and Bossk's ship. Houndstooth, Xanadu Blood, and Slave One. So that's 3 of our guys. Jango Fett is a free bounty hunter from the from the Houndstooth node. So you'll get him as well. We're going to toss in Dengar and Zam Weasel as well, because they're easy farms from the guild store that we have extra currency in, and that will give us enough guys to unlock Chewbacca. Chewbacca is a very hard legendary fight. You're going to need probably gear 12 or relics to get through with this squad. Feel free to just unlock Chewbacca at 5 stars, and so you can put him on the CLS squad. Even at 5 stars, he'll be very efficient at this level. Don't worry about wasting resources on getting these guys up. So feel free to just go ahead and get him at 5 stars so you can put him on the CLS team. Eventually, you'll want to come back with a much better bounty hunter team, probably with the Mandalorian, which we'll talk about later, and really dominate that event. We've been picking up First Order along the way for various, these are all, as Supreme Leader Kylo Ren pretty much requires every First Order person out there. So you might as well you're just grabbing along the way, and BB-8's a First Order unlock. It's an unlock using First Order, so we'll be grabbing these guys and toss them in here. Our Empire team is Palpatine from the Rebels, Darth Vader from the Achievements, and Grand Moff Tarkin from the Squad Arena store, because he's the leader of our other capital ship. The last 2 spots are completely up to you. Whatever you're getting, whatever you happen to run into. If you get a bunch of Bronzians for something, if you get some event comes around that gives you a free 7-star, whatever the case is, toss whichever 2 Empires you want in there. I tossed in Royal Guard because he's a Bronzium and an easy pickup, and Snowtrooper because he's from the guild store. Toss whatever you find in there to get R2 at 7 stars. Whatever you want to do. TIE Fighter Pilot also is common because he's quite popular. You're not really focusing this squad. This is simply to get R2, and you don't need them super high. Once again, about gear 8 will do it for you. Around level 80 should be fine. You just need the 7 stars. So our farming veteran smuggler Han is the new one that we've added, and First Order Executioner, and OG Kylo. The big one though is Geonosis and Brood Alpha. So as soon as you hit level 83, switch your Cantina farm to GBA. No matter where you are and everything else, switch immediately over to Geonosis and Brood Alpha. You need him for that Separatist team to really make it take off. He is an accelerated farm. It won't take you that long, but he is a 16 energy node, so it's going to take you probably about a month or so to finish him off. But do get him quickly. If you have extra energy and you finished at Anakin and you want to go down here, go ahead and grab OG Kylo or First Executioner or Veteran Smiter Han. These are all long-term guys that you'll need eventually, but not right away. We have not changed our hard node farms. Everything's the same except for Bestia. So, and I have it over here on, I think it's this one. No, it's over here on this one. No, I guess it's not on any of those. Anyways, with Bestia, once you hit, where that's at, I'll have to fix that. With Bestia, once you unlock her hard node, which is pretty early, like level 65 to 70, you should be able to unlock that hard node, switch off of her farm and switch over to General Hux. And Hux is a requirement to have. He's the leader of the capital ship, for the finalized capital ship. You will need him in place before you can do the bonus rounds for finalizer. So go ahead and get him unlocked as soon as you have that extra spot. A lot of your hard nodes will come in later, so it'll be a little harder for you to get through those and find the spot for him. Go ahead and do him as soon as he opens up. As soon as you get Bestia's fleet hard node farm. Galactic War Store is the same as it has been. You're still focused on the guys all the way to 7 stars. Guild War Store, same thing. Sunfac to 7 stars. First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter to 5 stars. You should already be done with that. Special Forces TIE Pilot as well. And then picking up the rest of these guys. Plus Snow Trooper, who's I have in here because he's one of the Empire guys that I've chosen. Like I said, you'll have a lot of Guild Store currency. Feel free to spend it on gear. Don't have to rush these guys through. They're not, you'll get them to 7 stars pretty quickly. And in the Squad Arena Store, after you finish you finish Newt and Kanan, you're going to go ahead and toss in Akbar and Tarkin, as well as Princess Leia. Akbar and Tarkin are probably more important at first. Go ahead and get them to 7 stars because they are the leaders of your capital ships. So Cantina Store, same as before, except we're also going to toss in Boba Fett and First Order Officer. Boba Fett also comes from Bronziums, so hold off on him as long as you feel like you can. He is also, I believe he's a scoundrel, and he's a bounty hunter, so you will need those for a lot of things, but go ahead and toss him in to the Cantina Store farm when you can, but hold off as long as you can because Bronzium's coming that way. He's coming in from Bronzium, so you'll want to see what you can get from him, not waste stop. Hard nodes for fleets. As I mentioned, Sunfac and Anakin are your first 2. Bestia is your third. Switch over to her. Also, Slave 1 is in this group, and TIE Advanced and Mandalorian as well. So you're going to finish these 3. These are pretty log farms, and there's not a ton that you need from fleets in the lower levels as far as farming goes. A lot of the Gear 11, Gear 12 stuff comes from fleets, but in the early game, you can spend a lot of time doing fleet hard nodes. It would not be out of the question to do all 6 of these fleet hard nodes if you have a ton of crystals that are coming through. So I generally do 2 or 3 at a time, so I'd recommend doing these 3 and then these 3. Especially Bestia will be done early, and you can do Sunfac, Anakin, and Slave 1. TIE Advanced is going to be way down the line for you. It doesn't even unlock until later, and Mandalorian the same thing. Fleet Arena Store, same as it has been. We're focusing down on all of these ships that we need, especially Vader's TIE and Slave 1, as they are rare occurrences in there, and you'll get all the rest of these guys too. So, let's take a look at Finalizer. So, Finalizer is the long straw in everything we're doing. 3 of his ships are hard node farms. All 3 of those ships are very late arrivals. As hard node farms, they're about 6 months. I have it calculated at 197 days to unlock at 7 stars, and it's required at 7 stars to finish Finalizer to 4 stars. You need a 5-star Finalizer to unlock Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. In order to do that, you have to do the bonus event. That bonus event shows up every 14 to 21 days, and therefore, and you need to do it 7 times. 7 times! I can't even do that many numbers with my hands. I'm at the University of Georgia. I don't know how to do those things. So it's almost a year to get the ships and the bonus nodes. So we want to make sure we jump on that quickly and focus it down. Therefore, as soon as you hit 85, you should be done with all your other hard-nosed farms. You're going to be tossing in Houndstooth, Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle, and Xanadu Blood. Those are the next 3, and of course their pilots are also being worked on too. Slave 1 and TIE Advanced you'll pick up. That's not a super long issue, and TIE Silencer should already be done as well. And First Order TIE Fighter, which is your Galactic War and Fleet Store farm, after you finish your other ships to 7 stars. Like I said, this is a quick farm. You're going to be buying it several times a day. You'll get there much faster than hard nodes. The hard nodes are your long straw. Focus down your hard nodes. If you have extra crystals and you want to double tap a hard node, please do. It will speed up things quite a bit. And nothing much has changed down here. And we go over here to phase 5. These are the rest of the pieces that we haven't done yet. So you've got First Order TIE Pilot that you need to pick up out of the Fleet Arena store to finish off. You've got Stormtrooper and Sith Trooper and Hux that are all hard node farms. And you also have, and that's it for your Supreme Leader Kylo Ren pieces. When you're done with your hard node farms, you're like, hey, what do I do next? I'm out of things to do. I've gotten everybody. Grab IG-2000. It requires 4 ships to get Millennium Falcon, which is one of the best ships in the game. You have 3 of them because of Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Toss in IG-2000 whenever you have free time. When you need another node and you don't have anything else to do, toss in IG-2000 and get him unlocked. It's a long haul, but that will get you Millennium Falcon. Even at 5 stars, Falcon's really good because you're going to have Han, you're going to have Chewie in your CLS squad, and you're going to be building those guys up. So it's pretty good. Now let's talk about GAC. So our goal with this is to be competitive in GAC. One of our goals with this is to be competitive in GAC. To be competitive in GAC, you have to have a focused roster. Every point of galactic power you have that is not focused is wasted. A 30k or 40k or 50k team is not going to do you any good whatsoever. They're going to blast through it. You need strong teams to get holds, to get clears at high banners. And you also have to concentrate. So you notice down here in Division 11, which is where you start at, you need 6 squads and 2 fleets. 3 for offense, 3 for defense, 1 fleet for each. If each of your squads is 100k, 6 squads is 600k, and then 2 fleets is another, 2 to 300k each. So at that point, you're already at 1.2 million. You're not even going to be in this division anymore. So you can see that lesser things are going to add and push you over and not help you. What you want is as many 100k, 80 to 100k squads as you want. The difference between an 80k and a 120k squad is only 40k difference, but it's a monstrous difference in ability. Like an 80k is never going to beat a 120. 120 is going to wipe that 80k every time. And if somebody is coming in with 6 or 8 or 10 80k squads, they're very balanced across the board. They're not going to be able to break through your guys. So what we're going to try to do is build strong, efficient teams that can hold, which will make up for the fact that we don't have as deep a roster as Hyperdrive Bundles and other people that have gone wider. Because we're going very focused, which means we're going to have Geonosians that are going to be Gear 12 because we're going to be using them for Get Watt. You're going to have Padme that's going to be, probably Gear 11, Gear 12 that's going to be very strong. You're going to have CLS with whatever people he can put together. You're going to have Jedi Squad with Bestia. Very strong teams to hold in these areas. I've thrown together some teams and some fleets down here just as some ballpark back and napkin math stuff to get us, some ideas of what we can toss together. We'll see how it all comes together. A lot of that depends on what you get, what you have, and how you build some of the external things. You have a lot of things that are going to come around, like you have Newt down here that we can toss into a Separatist squad. You've got all the First Order guys. You've got this random Empire thing that we came up with. You're going to get Darth Trey. You're going to get General Kenobi. You're going to get Grandmaster Yoda. A lot of things coming down that you're going to be picking up. So the rest of this guide, I've broken up all the farmings into each individual farm has their own area down here. So hard node is probably, like I said, this is the longest node. And this is the order that I recommend doing them in. Sometimes you're going to have to skip things. So, for instance, Bomber opens up at 76. Well, if you finish Bestia opens up at 49. But if you unlock her hard node at 65 or so, suddenly all you have, and you've kicked Anakin over to the Cantina farm, then now all you have is Vulture Droid and Hyena Bomber. So we're going to go ahead and toss in Hux at that point to get him in there. And I noted it in one of the slides. If we're going to start Houndstooth, which will get us Django as well. We're going to start Blood, Xanadu Blood down here. So, try to be efficient with your farming. Make sure you get the ships going as quickly as possible because they are the longest farms. The characters go much, much faster. And this is Squad Arena. You have not that many things that you want from Squad Arena. Really, there's not. You'll be finished that in no time at all. Use those to buy credits. Just be really quick. Cantina Energy, once again, if you're buying one a day, which you should be, you'll be done in no time at all. And you'll be wondering what you do. What you're going to do with those, you're going to be buying relic mats. We have a lot of relics to make, and that's going to be what you're going to be doing with that. Cantina Store, same thing. You're going to be done with this very quickly. And First Order Officers, your last buy, going to be very quick as well. Galactic War Store, you've got a ton of ships to buy in here. But after you finish off the ships, there's not a ton you need. You got to pick up Cad Bane and Phasma really fast. I mean, 33 purchases to get them to 7 stars. You purchase 4 a day. That's what, 8 days? So yeah, it's super fast. Don't feel like you have to rush to get Bane and Phasma. Focus on your ships. Ships. Focus that down. Fleet Arena Store. The thing about Fleet Arena Store, you have a lot of things you need in Fleet Arena Store, especially TIE Advanced is a very important one to get out of Fleet Arena Store, and Vader to some extent as well, because he's from achievements, but he's pretty slow from achievements. It's hard to get him to 7-star if you want R2 and CLS. So focus that. But Zeta mats also come from Fleet. So if you have a choice between saving Fleet currency or saving Guild Store or Galactic War currency, save Fleet currency. That's the one that you actually will want to spend almost exclusively on Zetas for the rest of your life once you get there. We want to get this done so we can get our income and get everything set up, but don't feel like you have to spend all your Fleet currency every day. Feel free to save it if nothing is worth buying. You don't want to waste it there. Fleet Hardnose, there are 6 of them that we really like. Mandalorian is the last one in this list. It unlocks at level 82. You probably won't be able to clear it till like 85 or maybe much past that. And it's hard, but once you have it unlocked, go ahead and start farming it because, like I said, he is really, really good. His Annihilate ability to kill anyone on the board is super helpful against some things like KRU and Bosk and some of the other big things that are really hard to kill when they get relicked. So being able to just one-shot him is very helpful, and he's really good, so you'll like to have him. But like I said, he's down the road. He's an add-on. He's probably going to be the ones that helps you finish Chewie, help you finish your galactic bounties, etc. It's all there. So with that, that is our plan for the farming guide. Hopefully this helps people. This is what I'm following. I will keep it updated if I have to make changes or have to make adjustments to it or find errors. If you find any errors, please feel free to let me know. Hopefully it doesn't suck. We will have to wait and find out. And with that, OBG out.